Hey everybody, it's Kiwikatgamer and welcome to a new series I am calling I Feffing Love This Game. I decided to make this series as a result of looking back at my Tadpole Treble review. This series is made exclusively for the games that I love too much to give anything lower than a 10, and I explain why. This is just to keep my normal reviews fresh and interesting, and it gives me a chance to talk about the games that I really like. And what better game to talk about than one of the first games I ever remember playing, EverQuest II. Run that intro! On November 8th, 2004, an MMO that would change the gaming world forever would come out in 15 days. Till then, Sony Online Entertainment would try their hand again at making an MMO that could compete with Blizzard's Titan. EverQuest II was their contender, and, well, the fact that you've probably never heard of this game is a good indicator of its success. Does that make EverQuest II a bad game? Well, I wouldn't love this game if it were, and I hope I can give you just a glimpse of what I see in this game. True, much of it may be nostalgia. After all, it was one of the first games I ever remember playing. Getting on my dad's computer, loading up the game, and entering the exciting and wondrous new world of Norath. For my little 7-year-old mind, this is the most incredible and unimaginably cool thing ever. Never before had I imagined playing in this fantasy world as a cool frogman guardian. Not just my brothers, my dad, but with possibly millions of other players all at the same time. Granted, this experience isn't exactly unique to EverQuest II, but it's the first time I'd ever experienced it for myself, and at the time I believed it was unique to EverQuest II. Perhaps it's just me being nostalgia blind, but I still believe that there's this real character, creativity, care, time, and most importantly, heart and soul put into making EverQuest II. Or maybe the problem is that I haven't seen an MMO like it since. A problem that I have with most, if not all, of the MMOs that I've seen recently is that they seem very... I don't know. Let me try to explain. Let's take the races and character design, for example. For the sake of comparison, let's take World of Warcraft as what an MMO should be and how a successful MMO should be laid out, as it is the most popular and obviously successful. Not that I think World of Warcraft is better or worse than EverQuest II or any of the following MMOs. Okay? Okay. A fantasy MMORPG should have a plethora of different races to choose from that are not only interesting and unique, but also recognizable. A person should be able to come in and see what character you're playing as and know exactly what race you are. EverQuest II has exactly 21 unique races to choose from, each with their own strengths, weaknesses, and recommended classes. All of them look different and can all be customized and personalized. I tried my hand at making this Bob Ross looking human to, some success, I guess. It's great, and all of them are respectable and understandable to this world. You have the obvious ones like elves, hobbits, and dwarves, but there are also completely new and especially unique ones like Ratanga, Sarnak, and Froglock. Now, with that in mind, direct your attention to this other modern and free Steam MMORPG, Dragon's Nest. Okay, so I guess we're playing. Let's see. All right, we have. I guess they're all humans. I guess there's no races. I guess everyone's just humans. That's pretty lame. Gotta admit. It's pretty lame. Let's see. I guess every class is also everything. Let's see. That looks pretty lame. That looks pretty clickbaity. No thanks. That looks super edgy. No thanks. Let's see. No, looks pretty edgy. No thank you. Okay, again, pretty clickbait. No thanks. And
oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god.
Or this other one called Rift. Nothing too interesting here. Just all look the same. Or what about classes? Obviously, in a good fantasy MMO, you need a good range of classes, unless you're RuneScape, but shh. EverQuest II has all these classes, each one fitting a different playstyle. Even within the classes, the subclasses offer huge variety between each other. Once again, direct your attention to Dragon's Nest. And now to Rift. Huh, what do you know? I guess there is some kind of diversity in classes. I mean, there's the same sort of overhanging class tree thing, where, you got, those ones, and there's different types that you can be. Yeah, it's all pretty cool. That is, until you realize that there is no class per se, as there is a set of preset abilities that you can have as long as you're under the main skill thing, but you can mix and match them regardless of what sub you choose, so the subclasses don't really matter. Okay. I'm done comparing those MMOs, because I already hear the argument,
oh, those games are different types of MMOs. It's not fair to compare Dragon's Nest and EverQuest II, yada yada yada.
But let me just give you one more comparison, okay? A big part of what makes an MMO amazing is the world itself. A person should be able to get lost in the beautiful and captivating world. So, let's take a look at just the tutorial zone of all these three MMOs. Okay? Let's start with EverQuest. In the morning, you're greeted by birds chirping in the clear, beautiful, and open sky. At night, however, the sky is vast and filled with stars. The moon shines itself down on you and you see whatever that is up there, but it sure is beautiful. The music floats in, giving you the sense of serenity, courage, and adventure. All the trees and rocks around you never feel like too much, and you never really feel too cramped. There are deer, hawks, and bees, and ants, but there are also these goblins, these tainted goblins, that shouldn't even be there, and they only offer destruction to the beauty around you, giving you a very good reason to fight them. You go farther down the path, and you see not one, not two, but 3 waterfalls. You leave the foresty area and are greeted by a beach with sharks and crabs and this old decrepit ruins that have sunk to the floor of the bay. And as you enter the ruins, this octopus comes out and fights you. It's awesome, to say the least. Okay, now let's take a look at Dragon's Nest Tutorial Zone. Generic snow place, generic town, fight some generic snow goblins that clearly belong in this place. What is my reason for fighting them? This is their home. Generic castle with the same exact wall decorations and bookcases no matter how deep into the castle you go. Bombastic and obnoxious music even in places where it's supposed to be peaceful. Everything is way too bright. Why not make some of these scenes darker? The place you go right after finishing the tutorial is obnoxiously similar to the first one, except this one has a river. Notice how there is no waterfall. Or rifts. The constant brown and red motif on everything. I understand that this is a war zone with deadly and evil magic, but come on, the landscape is boring and the enemies and ruins look uninteresting and generic. Even when you go back in time to the same exact area, it looks no more alive. The music is either way too loud or doesn't fit the occasion at all. No waterfall. Okay, even though I could compare these games for a lot longer, I'll stop. The point I was trying to make was that EverQuest II is at the same cost and really status as these other free-to-play MMORPGs, and yet it has much more creativity and heart poured into it. The NPCs feel like real people, like they all have their own lives and personalities without them essentially looking at the screen like an old sitcom and telling you everything about them. The placement of characters, the way they talk, and how they react to you, it makes you feel like you're in this world. You aren't some savior of the world or hero of everything ever. Nobody gets down on their knees and praises you for no reason. They're just normal people doing normal things, and they need your help. Of which, there is always something for you to do. There's never a moment where you walk into a new zone and don't have anything to do. Right off the bat, there are quests you can do, higher level enemies to fight, and better stuff to buy. By the time you finish your first quest in that zone, you should already have the option to do like 5 other quests. And by the end of that zone, you should come out not just a different character, but a different player as well. Whether that be because you learn new things about the game, got smarter and more efficient, or maybe it's that you stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning running off nothing but Monster and Sour Skittles. By the way, if it's the latter, I'm very sorry that your life has come to that, and you should definitely find a better use of your time. Please, you owe it to yourself. Not only is the game gorgeous and well made, but it's fun and even sometimes intense to play. The combat system of abilities on the hotbar and stringing them together for the best damage, it's fun. Sure, it might look uninteresting from the outside, but when you're the one doing it, it feels intense and epic. Ugh. Did I just say epic? Remind me never to do that. The particles, effects, and even the name of the abilities give it this sense of coolness, along with the enemies that you fight. I believe EverQuest II is genius for how it even makes things that are your level still formidable. When you go into battle with, say, a wolf, the game makes this normal-sounding encounter feel like an intense and epic, grand battle. It's now like fefing Dragon's Nest, where it's just kick, kick, kick. Oh wow, this is actually way too easy. Like kick, 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 kick. Look, you can't do anything. Alright, sorry, I just really hate that I had to spend so much time playing such a boring game. EverQuest II may not be the best game, but it truly has given me some of the most creative, well-designed, and nostalgic moments of my gaming career. The community seems to be falling thinner and thinner by the month, true, and there is a paid membership and microtransactions that sometimes pop out here and there, sometimes literally, but it never hinders the gameplay. If this video does anything, I hope it at least piques your interest in one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know what else there is to say about this game. Well, actually, I can think of one more thing I can say. I really appreciate the time and effort put into creating EverQuest II. The maps and firearms are realistic in every detail, and the gameplay feels like trench warfare. The game is hard and at times unforgiving, but always tons of fun. I recommend this game, with 150 hours on record. Okay everybody, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. So what do you think? Do you think I was too hard on Dragon's Nest? Do you think Rift is good? Do you think EverQuest is good? What do you think of EverQuest? If you've already played it, do you agree with me or do you disagree? Leave it all down in the comments and I'll be sure to read it. And I'll see you guys next time. That's it for this video.